What's going on, y'all? It's your boy No Credit, and I'm back again with another one. I need you guys to do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon for more videos like this. That being said, let's get into it. If I ever give somebody advice, I would like to give Canelo Alvarez advice. Don't ever bring Jaron Ennis into your camp again. He's no help. Jaron Ennis is a selfish individual, and I'm going to tell you why. Kind of similar to Earl Spence. Earl Spence kind of pulled the same shit, and I like Earl Spence, but he did the same shit. Earl Spence, when he sparred Floyd Mayweather, Earl Spence didn't go in there to help Mayweather train for his fight. He went in there to prove a point. He went in there to try to hurt Floyd Mayweather. You understand what I'm saying? And he got his name off of that. He made a name off of trying to go in there and try. A lot of people kept saying he gave Floyd Mayweather a black eye. This is the same shit that's going on with Jaron Ennis. Jaron Ennis just made a name for himself being a sparring champ. You know, if I'm Canelo Alvarez, I got to realize I made one of the biggest mistakes of my life going into the Terrence Crawford fight. I'm not saying it was going to change the outcome. That's not what I'm saying, guys. I'm saying you accepting Jaron Ennis to come into your camp, even though you've been sparring his brothers for years, but you don't know this. You know his brother's intention. His brother is moving like a sparring partner. He's moving like he's the greatest of all time when he hasn't done shit in the sport of boxing to even make any type of claim to be one of the greats, right? Canelo, my advice to Canelo is do not deal with Jaron Boots Ennis again, because you don't know his mentality. And if Canelo is able to go back and watch some of these videos that were dropped and listen to what Jaron Ennis is saying, he's going to understand what I mean by don't deal with the man again. Canelo was looking to train for Bud Crawford. Jaron Ennis was looking to make a name off Canelo. I don't know if you guys are picking up what I'm putting down. Come on, guys, follow along. Canelo was looking to train for Bud Crawford. Jaron Ennis was supposed to go in there and give Canelo Alvarez different looks, try to imitate Bud Crawford, do the switch hitting a little bit, fight him southpaw, fight him orthodox. Instead, Jaron Ennis went in there and tried to beat on Canelo Alvarez, guys, similar to what Earl Spence tried to do against Floyd Mayweather. Guys like that, you don't invite them into your sparring because they don't know how to work. Jaron Ennis is a guy, I heard stories of him trying to knock out all of his sparring partners. He doesn't know how to work. He spars like he's fighting. You don't go in there trying to knock out all your sparring partners. You go in there trying. Now, if your sparring partners get out of hand, then you got to humble them. That's a different story. But Jaron Boots and his main goal when he spars these guys is to go in there and try to knock them out and try to hurt them and prove a point. This is what he tried to do against Canelo, but he ended up finding out the hard way. Canelo was better, way better than advertised, because according to another sparring partner, Yoenli Hernandez, he said Canelo ended up putting hands on Jaron Ennis. But still, there were pictures circulating the internet where Canelo had a little bump under his eye, and everybody was like, Jaron Ennis did that to Canelo. So the damage has already been done. And Canelo was bamboozled, taken advantage of by Jaron Ennis. Jaron Ennis never went in there to help him to train for Bud Crawford. Jaron Ennis went in there for his personal gain. It had nothing to do with the Terrence Crawford fight. It was for him. He went there for the experience. He went there just to say, yo, I was the first to put hands on Canelo in sparring. That's what he tried to do. But it backfired on him. But still, his fans are going to run with whatever they want to run with. They're going to believe whatever they want to believe. Because they saw a little mouse under the eye of Canelo Alvarez. Not knowing that Canelo wasn't only sparring Jaron. He was sparring Yohanli Hernandez, who's a much bigger puncher than Jaron Ennis. He could have did that to Canelo Alvarez. He could have gave Canelo that little mouse under the eye of Canelo. But everybody said it was Jaron Ennis because he took a picture right with Jaron Ennis immediately after the sparring, and that's when he had the mouse under his eye. Once again, Canelo needs to learn from his mistake. He made a mistake going into this Terrence Crawford fight by bringing Jaron Ennis into his camp. A guy who went in there with his own intention of making a name off of Canelo. He didn't go in there to help Canelo defeat Bud Crawford. He went in there to make a name off of Canelo Alvarez. Hopefully Canelo can learn from his mistake and going into a big fight next time. Don't bring guys in there that's not really trying to help you. Bring guys in there that wants to help you. Want to actually imitate your opponent. Give you a style that's similar to your opponent. Not go in there and try to outclass you or try to make a name off you, which Jaron Ennis tried to do. But like I said, I heard it backfire because he got hands and feet put on when he tried to do that. But yeah, man, it's just unfortunate the kind of guy Jaron Ennis is, the mindset he has. You get an opportunity like that. I mean, I understand you call Canelo Alvarez, but the fact that Canelo answered the call and still let you king, and you went in there and you wasn't able to imitate what Bud Crawford was going to be doing, you went in there just to make a name for yourself, it's truly disgusting, bro. It really is, guys. If you guys just sit down and think about it, it's disgusting, bro. He went in there not to help Canelo, but to help himself, bro. That is truly disgusting. That's one of the most disgusting things you can do as a fighter, man. You lose respect from the fans. You lose integrity. That's one thing. People try to say Jaron is a humble guy. No, he's not. There's nothing humble about what he did. He set Canelo Alvarez up.